Okay, here's one that took me about an entire 2 years to figure out as a cultural difference. Norwegians can hang out with their friends for much longer periods than Americans tend to do or want to do or feel capable of doing. And I found this to be confirmed by Norwegians in their experience of Americans. So it's not just me. And that's the thing, for a long time, I did think it was just me because I have a tendency to have a very limited social battery. Like, I'm a very, very affable, gregarious introvert, actually. If you've ever met me like on the street and said hi, you can probably see that when I am not alone talking to a camera, I'm a little bit more awkward. Like, I need 15 minutes to prepare for a conversation. I need advance notice. That doesn't mean don't say hi, but like, you will have noticed that like I may be more awkward than you thought I was. So I thought it was just me, that like even with my closest friends, I'm kind of done after a couple of hours. Maybe not my very, very closest lifelong friends, but like even good friends, couple hours and I'm like kind of socially exhausted. But one of my teaching assistants here in Norway said this to me about when she was in America. She was like, all Americans seem to just be done with a hangout after 2 hours. And she had this great theory about it that made me realize it's not just me, although I think it also is me, but it's also a cultural thing. Americans are constantly on. And I know this from another, somebody I met here named Daniel, that some of this is because the first impression in America is everything. Now I'm adding my own perspective. Everything in America is a sell. I'm selling myself. I'm selling my sort of personality or whatever in any interaction. That's how Americans are. I've also been on NRK Ukeslutt a couple years ago. That's my interpretation of Dirk Verik. He's weird, but I think he's just an American, like, selling his thing. We all got to sell sort of a brand and keep going. So the first impression and the sale of yourself as the first impression is so important in America. And that leads to a feeling where we're kind of always on a little bit. And if I don't have like something great to say, I don't really know how to like be with people. So as my TA mentioned, that she felt like most people can only be on for like a couple of hours. So when I first moved here, it would just like astound me that I would see my Norwegian friends. They'd be like, I'm going out with my friends today. And I'm like, cool, I'll see you in a, like, I'm thinking we might talk again at like 3:00. They're gone for 15 hours. And I would be like, how are you not tired of people right now? And they'd be like, they're my friends. And I'm like, yeah, I don't care. But I think because Norwegians, the pace of life here is so much slower and the stakes and intensity is so much lower with everyone, that like it is more possible to just like be with a friend. And that has taken me some getting used to. I think I'm getting there. Like, I'm noticing my hangouts with friends going longer and longer. I think it took understanding this as a cultural difference before I could adjust in a way, because that I would just be like, well, I can't do it anymore. But when I realized that it was coming out of this sort of onness, and that it was culturally okay to just kind of turn off and just sit quietly with my drink for an hour if I wanted with my friends, I've noticed my own hangouts with friends getting longer. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, I think I had another thought, but I think I'm going to save it for another video.